Greetings. So I've watched a couple more movies and I figured I'd make a video. These movies are from Cauldron Films. These are they're the third wave of releases that Cauldron Films has released. I think both the fourth and fifth wave have been at least orderable. I don't believe the fourth wave has actually shipped at least to everybody yet. I don't know if at all yet, I'm not sure. And then the fifth wave was recently announced. But this was from the third wave. So first off, we have the Collingswood story. I should say, you can see the reflection. Yeah. That's weird. Appropriate, sort of. I was in a found footage kind of mood, and I realized I'd bought both of these movies, and the other one I haven't mentioned yet, but you probably know what it is, or if you don't, you will in a moment. Anyway, these are both found footage, sort of, or at least in that style, if they aren't quite as explicitly found footage, but that's the style, definitely, or the genre. And the Collingswood story is, I think it's the older of the two movies. And I think what year was this? It was, it's right here. Hold on, I'll tell you. I have access to this information, so, it was 2002. So, not all that long after Blair Witch. And I think, based on the one review I watched, it got compared to the Blair Witch, and it rightfully so. Watching the movie, I enjoyed it. Setup is more or less, I don't know if there were a couple, but a couple of friends are communicating via video phone. This is it's 2002, right? It's pre FaceTime. It's I don't know if that's pre Skype. It might be. I don't remember. But it's right before things completely went that way. It was anticipating it. So they have this fake sort of video software, that's video phone. The software has an internet option, so it's anticipating that, but they're not using that in the movie. They're using the phone option, from what I can tell, because she's got to have a phone line running into it. And I don't know, interesting. And she was able to put the software on her computer, but she still needed the phone line. I don't know if it was for the internet or not. I'm not totally sure. It seemed like the way it was operating, it was more of a phone. So I think that's the one thing that holds this back at this point, because technology changed in a different way. So I actually enjoyed it, just the vision of it. And I think it was pretty clever. But watching it now, it seems pretty fake, because we just know how things went. But the actual storytelling was good, and it's mostly just the one lead actress talking to her ex-boyfriend, or not exactly boyfriend, or she's left town to go to school, and they're still they're using this video phone to communicate, to maintain some kind of relationship. And they play around with the video chat stuff and come across a psychic and start to learn information that leads them to explore the details of the lead actress's new living situation and the area she's in, and things get weird from there, and I'm not going to talk anymore about it. But it's actually pretty enjoyable, and it's very cleverly done, and super guerrilla, and just I think maybe there's 5, I don't know, there's definitely 5 people I can recall, but there are 2 main actors, and a third, and a fourth, and then there's a 5th and a 6th, actually, that are even smaller than the 3rd and the 4th. So, pretty small cast. Very cleverly put together. Very enjoyable. The Collingswood story. I found it to be worth my time, definitely. Next, we have the possession of Altair, right? La Possession De Altair, Altair. The possession of Altair. So Altair's a young lady, young woman, and it's a married couple, seemingly in a house that's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, but don't really get a sense of exactly like what their surrounding area is. It just seems somewhat remote. They're up a mountain. You can see down the valley. Beyond that, it's hard to say, right? But it's pretty interesting. And yeah, some strange things start happening, and this young woman's attitude and changes, and there's some bricks that get painted black, and they get built, and over the course of time, you learn about this couple's relationship. You see the relationship change, and then you start to delve into what's really going on. Why is this changed? And things get uncovered. And I think basically it says 1974 on it. I think it's set there. Everything's supposedly shot on film, but not. But they did a pretty good job of faking it, I'd say, in a way. I mean, it didn't convince me, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe they did some level of it, but yeah, it was cleverly done, the time period stuff. And then there's clear like CG work in the movie too. And then I don't know, but it works well, I thought. But I mean, it's not it's obvious that this work was done. It's not missable, so, but it doesn't take me out. It didn't take me out of the movie at all. It did make me feel like I'd rather, if you want a really successful found footage movie that's literally found footage, you need it to be believable that someone may have literally found this and watched it. If someone found these old film rolls and watched it, it wouldn't look like this. It just wouldn't. But they got, they approximated it fairly well in a way that, it's not trying to trick you into thinking this is real, that's for sure. But what found footage movie would do that nowadays, right? I mean, that you can only play that trick really once or twice at best. I'd say Cannibal Holocaust tricked people, though, and so did Blair Witch, so that's twice for sure. There's probably another example. Sometimes I watch Cannibal Holocaust and I still wonder how fake some of that was. It's still hard to, because that's believable in a way, right? Blair Witch was pretty believable at the time when I watched it, especially the way I watched it. I found some online, some early VCD of it before it was in the theater, and watched it with my friend on a computer, and that freaked us out because at the time it wasn't really clear. Like they had their website had very clearly made an attempt at this might be real, and it was believable to me at the time. I was young, but it was believable, so it worked. So I like it when people at least try to do it, even if I like that. If I were to make a found footage movie, I think I would make an attempt at, you'd go either make the attempt, or full on go stylized, go the other way, like some of the others do. You could, but I would like to try to make something that might actually be real, right? Nowadays, yeah, well, I know how I would do it. I'm going to shut up because I might do it. Yeah. Anyway, so both of these releases are very good. I enjoyed both of them. I watched them back to back. It was a good double feature. I think The Possession of Altair is a little bit more digestible. So if you're only going to watch one, I'd go that way. If you're going to watch both, I'd start with Collingswood and then watch that, just because, Altair feels, even though it's set in a older time period, it feels more modern for sure. So, but good stuff. Cauldron Films, I've been really enjoyed their stuff that they've put out so far. And Diabolic DVD is a great sort of, I guess, indie-ish Blu-ray store, online store. Yeah, I don't know if that's a proper description or not, but small business that is very conscientious about packaging and shipping and things like that. So it's good to support Cauldron Films and Diabolic DVD for sure. And they are related. Not one-to-one, I don't think, but they are related. There's a little crossover, which I won't get into because I don't really know all the details, so I'd probably be wrong about something. But check them out. Collingswood Story, Posesion De Altair, Cauldron Films, Diabolic DVD. Do yourself a favor. Do it now. Buy all the things. Buy all their things. Buy. And also don't listen to people who tell you consumption is the way to save the economy in general. But buy all the things anyway, because that's what we're going to do. Anyway, just throwing that out there. All right. Until next time.